Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of y'all, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. If I may, I'm going to go ahead and tell you all about a difference that I've been noticing that has maintained a situation that gave potential to this gender war to develop in the first fathermucking place. And this is something that has been true of both white folks and black folks. It's been true of Westerners in general. And to a certain extent, this has been true even in traditional environments. Environments that tend to have this, or that tend to have exceptions to this, or be exceptions, are environments that are not too highly plagued with materialism. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what this issue is. Girl dads and boy moms are polar effing opposites. And this maintains an imbalance. Girl dads, out of love for their daughters, will tell their daughters not only truths about boys, but will even tell their daughters exaggerations of what is true just to make sure that the daughters are not caught off guard by the worst that boys will have to offer. So in other words, girl dads will prepare their daughters for the worst boys and men. It's not wrong to prepare them, but they'll over prepare them to the point that the ones that aren't this bad still go through scrutiny as if they are. And males pretty much expect to have to go through scrutiny. Males expect to have to prove. And the funny thing is, the worst males still pass the scrutiny. Girl dads are not responsible for all of this because not even all girls have dads actively living with them. The funny thing is that not all kids have dads actively living with them. But girl dads, when involved, will both responsibly and irresponsibly prepare their daughters for the worst men. But they will overlook the value of the good guys. Most of the time, according to cliches, girl dads don't even appreciate a potentially good son-in-law until they see how rare this is, and then how old the daughter is. They don't particularly even think about the value of a good son-in-law until she gets older. So when she's younger, when she's going to college, every guy is not good enough. But then when you fast forward to about roughly 8 years after that, and she's losing her youth and her hands are beginning to show age. And then that's when dad is like, so you ain't gonna find somebody? And the same girl that he hardly wants dating when she's even a sophomore in college, and not because of chastity reasons, but just general overprotectiveness, is the same one whose husband he may tell a few years later, listen, all I wanted you to do was knock my daughter up, but she's in her 30s, late 30s. But dads don't necessarily try to put a stop to couple formation. They try too hard to put a stop to it in the beginning years. But dads are not really effectively blocking this for adults. What gets bad is that really you got boys growing up, and almost all boys have moms living with them. And almost all of these moms are not telling the sons the games. And sometimes these moms don't know how to articulate them. But then you also have many boys whose mothers and aunts and moms are lying to them. Any combination thereof. Older sisters, older cousins, lying to them. Now, this is on top of the lies that they're going to be told from women that are not related to them and from the television. Girls are being overprepared. Boys are being underprepared. In both cases, they're leading to the women not wanting to give the guys a chance when it's the fair thing to do. It only leads to the guys not wanting anything to do with the women after the guys actually have gone through decades of being ill-treated, over-scrutinized, over-blamed, under-credited, and underappreciated. Austin did bring up a valid point. You tell guys to wait till they're in their 30s to have sex, they probably will hate women. Ain't nobody telling women that. That's part of why I never say to a young guy, I may say wait till you're married to sleep with someone, but I never say wait till you're older to get married. I don't say that mess. It's already bad enough. It's not, we have to understand that it's not a situation in which there's equal blame to go around to girls and guys. It's not like that. Guys have not formed a union. Men did not sit up and say collectively, listen, you know what, if, we're going to be below a certain level of quality. Guys are pretty much reacted. We've heard that these women are strong and independent, don't need no man. So we think, okay, well, then when couples form, it's because she wants the guy. So it's not about what she needs from me. It's about whether or not she wants me. And most women don't want most men. And this is something that we can somewhat see, but we don't know how bad it is because we don't all know the stats. Stats just recently started to come out, and they get worse every time someone does a study again. We did not cause this situation in which the black family can no longer form, let alone stay together. This is not something we did. It didn't behoove us to do that. There was nothing to gain from us doing that. We were never told to. We were never allowed to. We were always going to be ridiculed, even for the basic human decency of having standards. Now, when you start looking at what's going on, how the couples can no longer form, this is a good thing because in the West, they shouldn't. There should be no more black family formation in the West. Should there be some? Yes, but not in first world nations. There really shouldn't be family formation in the West. And this is largely going to be due to even so much as it's not just the difference in between men and women, but look at the difference in between boy moms and girl dads. Girl dads can be fair or they'll be biased in favor of girls. It is very rare that a boy mom is biased in favor of boys or men. And therefore you got bunches of men that are not biased in their own favor, and they're not even biased neutrally or unbiased. They are biased to the favor of women. We've been the ones to maintain that. Now that's over, or it's coming to an end. I'll say this, gentlemen. The work of finding a good son-in-law is actually going to start when your daughter is a child. That's when it'll begin. It starts with you either not letting them watch Disney princess movies when they're young, or you telling them before they ever see one that is not real, and that if they are entertained by it, it's fine. But the minute they start planning life based on anything they saw there, they failed. It starts with when they're young enough to watch them, which means they're little. You let them know that is not how men or women are in real life. You let them know that there will be no Prince Charming, and that there's a very low chance that they're going to get rich or meet a rich man. There's a lower chance they'll meet a rich man that's going to be exclusive to only her. Let them know this. They must understand this when they're young, because mom ain't going to tell them. Now, mom might tell her the games, and she may tell her the games to play, but mom's not going to tell her what God did not create and in the quantities in which he did not create certain things. Mom ain't even thinking about it. Not only that, that's not going to be the case, because mom's not even going to tell your sons. These are the games they're going to play. And this is why it is that Red Femme Diaries, i.e. Nyla, stood out. She stood out because she had the decency to come along and say, listen, this is not pleasant, but this is the truth, and this is what they're going to do if they can get away with it. And now her sons will have that channel to which to refer. And I myself actually might go ahead and back up some of the videos that she put out. Not so much the religious ones, but the ones about the games that women play. I'm thinking about backing those up. Their father will cover their religious development. But when it comes to the games they'll play, I'm considering backing up the channel, but not on YouTube. Rather, probably on Odyssey. Maybe they don't need it. Maybe they'll just go back to the channel and maybe it'll stay up. YouTube is not going down in years. But you guys get the idea. When I tell you we are not the same, this is one of the proofs. You simply look at girl dads and boy girls. I mean, what am I saying? Girl dads and boy moms. Who's prepared for the other one? Thank you for listening. As always, Black Heart, Black Mind, Blackout, Assalamu Alaikum, and Black Heterosexual Non-Select Male Power. Just because we don't like it in Black Patriarchy until extinction of Judgment Day.